Hello everyone, I'm Markus here and welcome to the new playthrough for the channel. I decided to revive something that I was going to do a very long time ago and just play through the entirety of the Megaman series, all 12 games. I'm not gonna be going through them all at once. I'm gonna slice them up with something else in between just to not have Megaman dominate the channel for the last century. So let's not waste any time. Without further ado, let's start with the first of the 6 Mega Man games, and I'm using the Legacy Collection just for convenience. And here we are, the first Mega Man game with our 6 Robot Masters. Now I'm gonna suggest you not go Elecman first, because you're gonna have to do this stage twice otherwise. Gutsman and Fireman are a bit of a bitch at first. Iceman is halfway there. There's a bit of a hard part in his stage, but the boss fight is not really that difficult. But Catman and Bombman are the absolute best for beginners, and I'm gonna go with Bombman first, because there's only one occasion you can see in this game where you can actually use Catman's weakness against him, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. And here we are with the first of the 6 Mega Man games on the NES. I love this series. This is something that I don't remember exactly how I found out about Mega Man, because I never actually owned these games on any console. I think my first ever exposure to the Blue Bomber was with an arcade emulator, where I played the first of the Mega Man Power Battle games, the Mega Man Power Battle and Mega Man Power Fighters, and I just instantly fell in love with how the game looked, with the concept of stealing the enemy's powers and all of that. And eventually I managed to get through the entirety of the classic series. If you're gonna see some of my very old Let's Plays, you're gonna see that I was a big crap at those games. I did many stupid mistakes. But yeah, this is our first of many games that we're gonna cover through this entire retrospective. And what is the story behind Mega Man? Well, it's simple. The old man on the right side that you see over there is Dr. Thomas Light. Dr. Thomas Light was working against another doctor called Dr. Albert Wily, and together they were basically partners in their operations, until one day, damn it, first death. Gotta love those spikes. Until one day, Dr. Light developed the first ever sentient robots with the Robot Masters, and basically became all famous. The Robot Masters are basically the enemies they are gonna be facing at the end of this stage. They are basically robots used in a work environment to help humans, and they were so revolutionary that Dr. Light became revered as a great scientist by everyone, and Dr. Albert Wily was a bit jealous of all of his success. So he basically hijacked all the robots created by Wily and by Light, and now they're basically going rogue and destroying everything. So Mega Man, which his name was Rock, got converted into a combat robot by Dr. Light, and is now going on a quest to basically destroy the Robot Masters and save the world. Very simple story, but you know what, in the NES era you didn't really need all that much in order to have a compelling story in a video game. And the first one, like we said, is Bombman, because it's one of the easiest to actually face. I say this and I'm probably gonna freaking die at some point. Let's get down here, and here we go, the first fight of this game. Bomb Man, he jumps around a lot, he throws his bombs with a very big blast radius, but if you are careful and constantly keep moving, you're gonna shred his life a whole lot. And here we go. Yeah, it's really not that difficult. Him and Catman are basically, like I said, the easiest one to get through in this game. And now that we have defeated him, we have his weapon to use once we manage to get to the select stage. And basically every one of these robots is gonna be weak to one of the other's weapon. And the enemy that is weapon to Bombman, that is weak to Bombman's weapon, is Gutsman, Dr. Wily's favorite robot for some reason. Oh, this stage is the one where you're gonna see firsthand one of the issues with Megaman's control in this game. He's very heavy, especially when he's jumping. He's gonna... Can you? Okay, here we go. So something wasn't working. But basically, if you're gonna fall, you're gonna plummet to the floor at an incredible speed, and... yeah, like that! you blink and you're basically through the floor. It's incredible. And this section is gonna throw a lot of people off the first time, because you really gotta get the timing of these platforms just to avoid falling off the edge and die like a moron. This is the only game in the series also that takes track of your score. Basically all these little pellets that we are collecting throughout the stage that do nothing but just give you extra points, which, oh my god! This game doesn't even have an high score system, so they're basically worthless. This is gonna be the only time we're gonna see these pellets right here to give us points, and you lose all your points if you game over. So if you're really gonna go for a high score, you better not do a game over run. And I'm already at my last life. Good. Okay, I glitched the audio of these things out. Great, we're gonna listen to more of the music. The music is always a great companion in the Mega Man games. When you have a character named Rock, and every other character in this game is sort of a musical reference, you better have a kicking soundtrack, and this game has an incredible soundtrack. It's not my favorite of the series, but one thing this series is able to do is just craft a soundtrack that stays with you throughout the entire experience and will not leave your head probably for the rest of your life. And we're gonna see here some iconic pieces when we get to the next game, Mega Man 2. This one was not the most played of the games. Apparently, when it first came out, this game wasn't exactly well received. It did fine, but it didn't do as good as they were hoping for. Which is a bit of a shame, because honestly I think while this game has some first game syndrome and has a lot of cracks to mend throughout the throughout the series, I still think it holds up really well, honestly. Okay, we got to the stage. To the end of the stage. I'm not gonna use the weakness now because I'm about to die, and I'm probably gonna do a game over now, so yeah. I'm gonna have to jump cut after this. No, actually, since I have Let's Go. Okay, so Gutsman, what you really need to do is just stay in the air when he jumps. Otherwise, yeah, you see, his shockwaves are gonna stun you, and you're gonna be dead because you're gonna be easy pickings for his boulders. But I managed to beat him. Very good. Do I want a game over intentionally at Catman? Nah, let's keep going. So yeah, like I spoiled a second ago, Catman is our next victim. The weakness chain is really the most interesting part of the Megaman games, because once you learn it, there's a lot of trial and error at first because you don't really know the game and the stages and all the weaknesses. So going in, try all the different weapons to see what function and what doesn't. It can be really fun. Of course, nowadays, oh, extra life, cool. Nowadays you can just boot up a guide and you go on a Megaman wiki and you're gonna have all the weakness chains explained to you. So you're basically gonna go a very set route. I don't blame you for doing this, but just try and keep the feeling of discovering. I'm not sure if Megaman 11 does the thing that Mighty Number 9 ended up doing, where they just straight up tell you which enemy is weak to what. Because that would be helpful in a way, but I think for some it might actually ruin the experience if they want to actually discover all those shit by themselves. I promise that in the next few games I'm gonna be using the weapons a bit more, but here's the thing, some of the weapons for me are mostly there just to defeat the enemies. I like going through the stages while taking advantage of just the regular weapon, which is called the Mega Buster. It's not like all the weapons are all that bad, but the bomb just, as you saw, jumps around a lot and you have to wait until it explodes, so it's not entirely reliable. And I'm not using a Gutsman's weapon because I wanna preserve the ammo, but you basically have the ability to just lift these boulders and just throw them exactly like Gutsman does. Because of that, you're gonna be very limited with that weapon, because if there isn't something like this lying around, you're basically not gonna be able to do anything with Gutsman weapon. Oh my god, how many bombs are here. It would be fine if you just drop me some life, you know. Or maybe an extra life, because I'm not doing all that well on that front. Nope. I don't need the extra points. If the extra points would give you a life, at least those would be useful for something, but as it stands, they're just there to waste, to give you another drop from the enemies, which is kinda worthless, honestly. Oh, this enemy. I hate these enemies because they shoot in 8 directions, and patterns like that always give me anxiety. I am really bad at shooters. Maybe one day I will try record a shooter game for the channel, just to make you see how bad I am. There's a great shooter that I played this year called Zero Ranger. It's absolutely incredible. It is very, very hard. But I managed to beat the game, and I had the time of my life. So who knows? Maybe it's gonna land on the channel eventually, but I have other plans for now. As you can see, I am already planning on playing 12 games just for the classic series of Mega Man. And then we have Catman. Let's get the Gutsman weapon in. Here we go, 1. And here we go, 2. This is the only occasion you get to use Gutsman weapon on Catman. It does a freak ton of damage, but the next time we're gonna meet him, we are not gonna have any boulders, so we're gonna have to Buster only him.